Hi guys, this is Andy and welcome to my first statue review. Just to give you a quick introduction about myself, I just started collecting late November last year, and growing up I had little to no exposure to comics, but I hope to bring unbiased view, fresh perspective, and basically review what I can feel, see and touch. But please do not quote me on comic accuracy though, I don't think I can provide a good opinion on that. So without further ado, let's start with the concept. So let's start with the custom piece on the left. The concept is pretty straightforward, with Colossus ripping the eyes off Sentinel. As much as Sentinel is overdone, I think it's pretty cool here because you can get a sense of Colossus being menacing, the angry vibe, the sense of epicness with him ripping the eyes off. I think the concept on the custom piece is pretty cool. Now moving on to the Sideshow piece. It does give you a different vibe in terms of the portrait, in terms of what emotion that Sentinel is portraying. You get the sense of, hey dude, do not mess with me vibe. And the exclusive swap out of Lockheed, the purple provides a very good contrast to the entire statue. There is a couple of Easter eggs like some claw marks on the base, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure why Lockheed is in the picture, but Magic being Colossus' sister, it is not that far-fetched. Now let us look at the base. I think overall, the execution on the Sideshow piece is better than the custom piece. The paint job is really clean, and the texture and weathering is really nice on the base of Sideshow piece. However, that being said, I'm not a fan of like a black slab of resin as a base, like a museum post base. I do not like it. There's a nice touch though. There's like, the crack, crack caused by this wrecking ball, right? It goes through, it follows through to the black resin here, which is cool. For the custom piece, right? I think they bit off more than they can chew, which is a good thing as well, because they took more risk in terms of designing the base. It's a really nice base, but the texture and weathering on this versus the Sideshow piece is weaker overall. And there are some design choices here that, like, this portion seems a bit steampunk, which is a little odd considering Sentinel is high-tech, right? But I'm not sure Sentinel is designed in what year in the original source material, but it does feel a bit old tech for such a mighty robot of sorts. But the nice thing about the custom piece is that the eye socket, you can insert remote lights. So let me show you. Yeah, so this is a nice touch. I'm not a huge fan of light type functions, but being able to custom and take out the light as and when, it's a cool feature to have. And yep, I think both of the bases has its own merit, and I would give the base comparison a tie. As much as the Sideshow piece has way better displayability, while the custom piece takes up a lot of real estate. But it's about risk and reward ratio, right? I think Sideshow was really safe with this. It was better executed, but the custom piece took a bit of a risk in hopes of, I would assume in hopes of a better statue. I would give both of these bases a tie. Alright, now let us move on to the costume that Colossus is donning. There's a pretty nice touch to the custom piece where you can see an X-Men logo on the base of on the sole of his boots. and I think overall, from the bottom, right, texture wise and weathering, as much as how the boots on the custom piece looks clean, there's so much more texture on the custom piece, where the Sideshow piece is a bit flat. So you have like these creases and whatnot that is missing. I mean, the crease, there are some creases on the Sideshow piece as well. So the creases are better done on the Sideshow piece, on the boots, but the texturing on the custom piece is way better. The knee pads or this portion is pretty similar. I'm not sure if you prefer the longer one or the slightly shorter. What do you even call this? It's like the boots extending as a knee pad. So I think a custom one is slightly nicer. I think this is a bit too long for my preference visually. So the belt on both of these, right? I think that the custom, I prefer the belt buckle on the custom piece. The belt itself, the Sideshow piece is nicer. There are some texturing and sculpt, like threading sculpt that is not consistent on a custom piece if I have to nitpick. So, but overall, the gauntlet, I prefer the gauntlet on the custom piece. The Sideshow piece is slightly bigger and more futuristic, but in terms of the whole look and feel, I prefer the one on the custom piece. Shoulder pads or lack thereof, I mean, you can, there's basically no shoulder pads on the Sideshow piece. The shoulder pad on the custom piece is very well done. You can see the dings and dents and whatnot. So I saw some comment, right, that there is this this turtleneck look to the custom piece, which it does a bit. While looking at the Sideshow piece, right, it's more streamlined. See the neck portion. I'm okay with this turtleneck design, but it might be a turn off for some. So overall costume, I think in terms of design, in terms of execution, texture, weathering, paint job, the custom does it so much better. The texturing, it's obvious, you don't have to scrutinize. It's very obvious the contrast of texture between the two pieces. The custom piece had better choice of red and yellow, whilst the Sideshow piece is a more orange hue to it. And I think the red and yellow pops on the custom piece so much more than the Sideshow piece. Overall, I think that the costume, how it's executed and done, it's miles ahead of the Sideshow piece. And in terms of costume, the custom wins hands down. Moving on to Colossus himself, in terms of paint application, in terms of anatomy, muscle definition, I think that, okay, it's pretty obvious on screen, right, that the Sideshow piece is visibly darker and duller, while the custom piece has this sheen and shine to it. Personally, I prefer the matte tone on the custom piece. In terms of anatomy, I think both of them. Of course, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not familiar with anatomy, but both of them looks a bit overpowering, I would say. It doesn't look very human, but I mean, Colossus is a strong, mighty mutant, right? So I believe he pushes the boundary, of what is possible in terms of human anatomy. So, but in terms of look-wise, I think the definition on the custom piece is a lot better, to be very frank. Look at it. I love Daniel Bell's piece, and this is a very well done Colossus, but to stay objective, right? Hey guys, last but not least, let's move on to the portrait. As you can observe through the entire comparison, the custom Colossus is a slightly beefier sculpt or design, whilst the Sideshow piece is a leaner Colossus. I think portrait wise they are pretty similar, but what do you call this chunk where it holds the eyebrows? It looks better. It looks better on the Sideshow piece, and it's the chiseled look looks better on the Sideshow piece overall. But if it's relative to their body size, I think each has its own merit. But if you were to ask me to choose a portrait, I think the Sideshow piece one is nicer in terms of design. He may even look slightly younger in the Sideshow piece, but there's something about the custom portrait that I feel is more Colossus. I don't know why. The Sideshow piece is only one portrait. The custom piece comes with two portraits switch out. Here I'm going to show you. See the one. So the first one is the clenched teeth. This is with his mouth wide open. And there's this last portrait that is looking slightly towards the top left angle. So if you are displaying this piece on the bottom, it will look pretty cool with this portrait. Having done the piece from bottom up, I honestly feel that it is not a close match. Concept wise, it's a tie. Base wise, it's a tie. Costume and Colossus itself, the custom piece is done so much better. And not forgetting one little detail, right? The engineering of the cables coming off Sentinel's eye is really well done. It's interconnected via a few pieces, and I think it's pretty well engineered. It's a bit intimidating when assembling this custom piece, but I mean, because of how small it is and intricate it is, but after it's mounted on, it feels very sturdy. And the sculpt and paint job is very well done in terms of how the palm meets the cable and all the ducts and whatnot. So I think it's clear cut a winner for the custom piece, and this is what I feel. This custom piece is what I feel is the best quarter scale Colossus on the market right now. And I've not had nor interacted with the OG Colossus piece. It's not fair to bring that piece into the picture because it's a relatively old piece. There is a piece by Iron Kite, however, but I'm not a fan of the concept with Colossus lifting up the other character, which I don't know who is it. It looks like a Nazi soldier of sorts. So I could be wrong, but I don't really like the concept, and there's something that, judging from the photos, right, it just doesn't ring a bell with me. So I'm going to stand by my decision that this custom Colossus is the best quarter scale Colossus you can get on the market. Alright guys, thanks for your time. Please help to like and subscribe if you like my content. If you don't like my content, please leave a comment so I can try to improve. Alright, cool. Stay safe guys. Bye.